Previously on CRL. Round 2 goes down as one of the most bizarre rounds of playoffs in CRL history, with 3 out of the 4 matchups being upsets. This leaves us with some interesting conference championship matchups. Micah was able to upset Connor, who went 13-1 in the regular season and was the number 1 seed in his conference. He got his first week bye, but then was upset by Micah in this playoff, getting swept by Micah actually, which will send Micah to the Southern Conference Championship to play whoever beat each other in the Luke versus Grant matchup. Melissa threw Ashland for a loop with another sweep from an underdog, throwing the Northern Conference number 1 seed out of the playoffs in their own CRL 5 playoff debut, granting Melissa a chance at making the finals, facing off against whichever Wheatstone team claimed victory in the second divisional rivalry matchup for the Wheatstone division. The CRL 5 season started with a matchup between Luke and Grant, where Luke swept Grant in that face-off very first week of the season, starting a shocking 7-0 start from Luke, following a crushing loss in the CRL 4 finals against Ben Roth. However, Luke's season started and ended with a sweep. It just so happened to end with him being swept by his ultimate rival Grant, adding another chapter to the trans-divisional rivalry these two share. Landon was the only team that was able to survive this bye-week slump and the upset fever going on in the second round. Landon took the first 2 points, leading up to what could be the 4th sweep this week. But Tomsey was able to rally back 2 whole points in a row to bring it back to a tiebreaker. However, Landon was not done yet, and Mustang sent Turtle flying off the track to send Landon right into the Northern Conference Championship to face off against Melissa. That exciting week left us with 4 teams left, and after these 2 matchups, we will know our 2 finalists to face off in the Ultimate Showdown, the finals. But first, we must see who makes it in, so viewers get ready, because round 3 starts now. Welcome everyone to round 3 of the CRL 5 playoffs. We have 2 exciting matchups for you guys today with the number 3 seed Grant versus the number 5 seed Micah in the Southern Conference Championship, and the number 2 seed Landon versus the number 6 seed Melissa in the Northern Conference Championship. We have the normal circuit paired up with the merger ready for you guys, and you know the rules. We've been over it so many times, so we're going to get into things real quick here with Team Grant versus Micah. Representing Grant, we have Neon, Bubble, Nickel, Diddy Kong, and Koopa Troopa. And then Team Micah is Magnum, Sahara, Mach, Wario, Afterlife. Both these teams have not changed their lineups since this is the order they've been drafted in. This is the order these teams want to be in this fateful matchup here. So Neon versus Magnum here in this first matchup. Grant is in lane 2. Micah is in lane 4. Let's see how it goes. They're going to be off in about 3 seconds here. There they go. Neon is behind, and Magnum just beats Neon. Neon tries to get a hit off on Magnum, but Magnum already qualified there. So it is 1-0 Micah now. Bubble versus Sahara. Let's see what Bubble can do. Grant really needs a point here. Bubble versus Sahara. Sahara takes ahead, but Bubble gets denied. Bubble takes the lead. Sahara falls back, but Sahara sends Bubble out. So it is 2-0 Micah now. Nickel versus Mach. Let's see if Nickel can save Grant's season right here. Mike gets a chance to sweep. Mach is ahead. Nickel pulls right ahead, and that is a point for Grant. So it is now 2-1. Micah's still in the lead. Grant has a chance to tie it back up here. Diddy Kong versus Wario. Season on the line for Grant. Let's see what Diddy Kong can do, and they're off. Wario's ahead. Diddy Kong pulls ahead, and Diddy Kong's going to tie things up, so this is going to come down to this final point here. We could get a tiebreaker, but it's going to come down to this final point here. So it's tied up. If we get a tiebreaker, it'll be Nickel versus Magnum and Sahara versus Diddy Kong. But it is up to Koopa Troopa versus Afterlife here in this last point. So let's see how they do. Grant is really hoping for this. This would be his first chance at making the final. Obviously, Mike has never made this. Is Micah's playoff debut. Afterlife is off. He's ahead. Koopa Troopa cannot get it done. And Micah is going to the CRL5 finals. Look at that. His first playoff debut, like his first ever playoff appearance. And he is going straight to the finals. It's very similar to how Luke did it, except Luke's run ended in tragedy. And Grant's run will end in tragedy too now, with an upsetting 3-2 loss. Grant thought he had the hope, rallying back 2 straight points, but Afterlife finished him off. And Micah, you are going to the CRL5 finals. We will see you next week. All right, just a fun little thing here. There's Micah's whole team going down, celebrating the win. Obviously, there goes Afterlife. But, yeah, so we'll see you next week, Micah. So next up is Landon versus Melissa. Representing Landon's team, we have Scoville, Shark, Cocoa Puffs, Induction, and Mustang. Representing Melissa is Clockwork, Poltergeist, Pinstripe, Titan, and Jester. Once again, these are the orders these teams were drafted in. They haven't switched anything, so they trust this is their matchup for this last stand here. It's the last time the conferences will play each other until they go to the playoffs. So Scoville versus Clockwork. We've seen this before in Ben Roth versus Drew in the Northern Conference Championship, and it goes just about the same way it did last time, with Clockwork just beating Scoville. Scoville was a rookie that time. So Melissa's up 1-0. Shark versus Poltergeist here. 2 former teammates from Team Luke, and Poltergeist pulls ahead. Melissa is up 2-0 and is coming close to fulfilling her destiny as the Mullen successor with going to the finals as the number 6 seed, similar to how Luke did it last season. Cocoa Puffs versus Pinstripe. Season on the line for Landon, hoping to get back at those CRL2 ghosts, and he does just that. So does 2-1 Melissa now, and Landon is trying to rally back here. Let's see if he can pull it off, though. Induction versus Titan. This could be a tough one for Induction. Titan has many seasons of experience, and he's not going to let up. Titan's in the lead. Induction pulls ahead, though, and it is no competition. Landon is going to rally back, and it is tie game here. It is anyone's game. So, tied here at 2-2. It is up to our last matchup, Jester versus Mustang. Both these teams have come so far, and it's only going to end in tragedy for one of these teams. Both teams are amazing, but only one team can make it to the finals. And the person who will be playing Micah, Mustang versus Jester. Mustang, is he on? He's on! That counts! Landon Rose, you are going to the finals for the second time in your CRL career. It is time for redemption. It is time for your revenge. It is time for the CRL5 finals. So there you have it, everyone. We will be seeing Landon versus Micah in the CRL5 finals. Next week is the finale. Tune in for that. We will have the All-Star game. We're also going to look at some of the best moments from the CRL5 season. Some of the most heartbreaking, some of the most funny, some of the most amazing, crazy moments that happened. And just recapping an amazing season. And this has been such a crazy season. So, Landon makes it back to the finals after a crushing CRL2 loss to Drew in the finals. Micah makes it to the finals after his first ever playoff appearance, following, I think, like 4 straight seasons of no playoffs, missing a whole season due to his terrible performances. But this time, it's Micah's time. But, I mean, this is going to be pretty crazy. There's a lot at stake, and there can only be one winner. So stay tuned. Next week, we have a game. See ya.